Being in love can make you see your partner through rose-colored glasses. It's easy to overlook someone's negative qualities when you're head over heels for them. No relationship is perfect, and we all have to make compromises. But when things do go wrong in a relationship, people often blame themselves, which can make it easy to overlook warning signs that your partner may not love you the way you deserve. People minimize or downplay how hurt they are by things, how ignored they feel, how neglected or undervalued they feel. Nicole Richardson, licensed marriage and family therapist, tells Bustle, they might not understand the depth of their feelings or be able to put words to it. People a lot of times don't know how to have conflict constructively, so they shut down and stop talking altogether. That's a great recipe for disaster. This lack of communication is one main reason Richardson sees relationships break down. Without communication, it's difficult for couples to get to the root of the problem and move forward. But a breakdown doesn't necessarily mean you have to break up. If you find your partner doesn't love you the way you deserve, there are ways to mend a relationship. If you're struggling in your relationship, look for some of these warning signs to see if you need to reevaluate things with your partner. 1. Your fights are repetitive. Andrew Zaya for Bustle. If you feel like you're having the same fight over and over again, it's because you probably are. When fights become repetitive and no solutions are reached, it can be a sign you and your partner are not willing to compromise on some serious topics. Arguments are okay, but arguments that repeat themselves, that happen over and over with no resolution, become a toxic drain on the relationship. Dr. Joshua Kloppow, clinical psychologist in Curry and Kloppow, radio show co-host, tells Bustle, if you find yourself having the same argument over and over again with your partner, you may want to try couples therapy to get to the root of your problems. 2. Arguments become personal. Ashley Batts, your Bustle. Arguing in a relationship isn't always bad. In fact, it's normal. But when your partner cannot separate you as a person from your mistakes and uses fights as an excuse to degrade you, it might be time to let them go. Arguments that go from behaviors and actions that one partner doesn't like to characteristics about the partner that they don't like is not a good sign. Dr. Kloppow says, when it moves from, I don't like what you are doing, to I don't like you, there are problems. Try to focus on your partner's actions versus who they are as a person. Personal attacks have no benefit, do not resolve arguments, and can lead to divorce. 3. You never fight. Ashley Batts, she Bustle. It might seem like a relief that you found a partner you don't argue with, but never fighting is not healthy, and it could be a sign of lack of commitment on a long-term level. It's hard to fight. If you're not super committed to your partner, and they do something that's grating your nerves and pissing you off, you're not going to invest the energy in discussing this with your partner, because why bother? Richardson says. Ignoring your problems instead of addressing them will eventually drive a wedge between you and your partner. Richardson recommends addressing your problems or questioning why you may not feel your relationship is worth that energy. 4. They don't trust you with small things. Ashley Batts, Bustle. It's not just a lack of trust when it comes to fidelity that is a problem. If a partner doesn't trust you with little things, like to be on time for a date, it might be a sign of deeper insecurities. If you or your partner do not trust each other, the relationship is doomed, Dr. Kloppow says. Trust can be on any topic, not only infidelity. Trust that they will be on time, that they will spend money wisely, that they care about you, that they will be emotionally available in crisis situations. All of these are paramount to the success of a relationship. 5. They ask you to change your habits. Ashley Batts, Bustle. We all have things that make us tick, loud chewers, people who clap when the plane lands. But if your partner starts telling you to change little things about yourself, it's often a sign of deeper, toxic insecurity. It's a problem if your partner asks you to change the way you eat, talk, interact, spend time, or look, Dr. Kloppow says. They are looking for a change because they know deep down that the relationship could be over. If your partner continually asks you to change yourself to better suit them, confront them about it, or consider leaving the relationship. 6. Your partner seems a bit too independent. Andrew Zay for Bustle. You and your partner don't need to spend every waking minute together, but if your partner seems to start scheduling their life without ever checking in with you, it might be a sign that they're not fully committed to your relationship. It could be a problem if they seem to schedule their life differently. Dr. Kloppow says, They are happy, they are nice, but they seem to now never be around. It may be more work, more time with friends, but their schedule seems to include everyone but you. This is not a sign of cheating per se, but really a sign that they may be wanting to be connected to others and other activities more than you. 7, they never slip up. Andrew Zai for Bustle. It's not easy to recognize a serial dater. That's why they're so good at what they do. But if your partner seems rom-com montage perfect, it may be a sign they have had a bit too much practice. When your date is not at all nervous, awkward, and never at a loss for words, it can be impressive. Tina B. Tessina, PhD, licensed psychologist and author, tells Bustle. A polished approach is very attractive and pleasant, but there could be a downside. It may indicate a professional dater who's been single a long time, dated a lot, and is highly practiced. If your date seems very slick and enthusiastic, but doesn't open up, has had many short relationships, or shies away from discussing personal details, don't be too trusting. 8, they don't ask, they tell. Andrew Zay for Bustle. It can be nice when your partner steps up to make plans, but when your partner needs things to be done a certain way or tells you what to do, it's often a sign of deeper insecurity and potentially abuse. A date who has it all together, makes the arrangements, can't wait to see you again, phones frequently, is intense and persuasive, always knows what they want to do, and arranges things to perfection often feels very good at first, Tessina says. Jealousy can be flattering, especially if your date wants to be exclusive right away, but it may be emotional instability and become a chronic lack of trust and suspicion. Although this isn't always the case, Tessina reminds us to be aware of the signs of emotional blackmail. Not taking no for an answer, shooting down your ideas, pressuring you to do what they want, and using threatening or coercing tactics like threatening to end the relationship, crying, or rage.